Doug Cohen here with Steve Brumer, and we are debuting a new show here, IoT Nuggets, Internet of Things with BH IoT Group, which Steve is the B in BH IoT Group, and his partner, John Hubler, is the other half. So Steve, the illustrious Steve Brumer, everybody, happy to be here with you. So before I have you go into a little bit about BH IoT Group, just a little background here on how I came to be associated with you guys and why we're doing this. My history with your partner, John Hubler, goes back to my corporate days at T-Mobile 13 years ago. And in 2008, when the recession hit, it hit Detroit, where I am, particularly hard, and my accounts were all bankrupt. GM, Chrysler, Visteon, Lear, and it was ugly. And so John and I had connected right on my way out of T-Mobile, and we were talking about working together, but based on the economy and the attrition at the company, it didn't work out. And so what happened was we stayed in touch all these years, and even though I hadn't worked with John, I felt like John was somebody I could learn from and that I would like to work with, and we stayed in touch. And now that I'm in the digital marketing space and live streaming, we've connected again. And with this opportunity to talk about BH IoT Group, where you fit into the IoT space, and what has made you guys leaders in IoT deployments for your vendors and your customers. So with that all said, Steve, tell us a little bit about how you guys started this firm and where you fit into the IoT space.
Well, John and I have been in the IoT machine-to-machine wireless business for over 25 years. And during that time, we have deployed millions and millions of IoT devices, utilizing all kinds of different aspects of the business. But over the last several years that John and I have been doing this, we have realized that companies are struggling that have built really cool disruptive technology in the space. They've been struggling with go-to-market, figuring out the monetization, commercialization strategy for bringing their thing to market, whether it's a hardware piece, a device, software platform, or service offering. And so for us, it's all about the idea of saying, what is going to be the best way for you to get there? What's the pricing model have to look like? What's the marketing and brand awareness going to have to be like? And then where is the money? Who's got the money? Who's your customer? What problem are you really solving with this great disruptive technology? So our focus is on that. It's been very successful. There's not a lot of companies that have our experience to be able to provide that kind of information and knowledge and allow our clients to be ahead of the game when it comes to bringing those products to a monetization, commercialization strategy.
Well, and it's kind of nice, I can speak as an entrepreneur on a different scale here. It's kind of nice to be able to take that experience and your industry knowledge and start something on your own where you know what the best solutions are and you can advise on what you know and what your expertise is. Just
as much as it is to try and make sure that customers don't make mistakes. We know what not to do as much as anything.
Yeah, well, and it's a good segue, I think, into what our next episode is going to be, because we're going to keep these short. They are IoT Nuggets. And what we're going to talk about the next time we get together is a little bit about what you just touched on, that there's a lot of moving parts in IoT. You might have a great technology or a great idea or what you think is a great solution, but there's a lot of moving parts that go into bringing it to market, and that's where you guys come into play, because IoT is not that easy. You don't just hit a button and someone shows up with a turnkey solution. IoT is hard. So we're going to talk about that a little bit in our next episode, correct?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Sounds great. So in the meantime, everybody, bhiotgroup.com there at the top of the screen. That is how you can connect with Steve and John. When you get there, there's a contact button in addition to all the other information you can get there. But fill out a form, find a way to continue the conversation. Their emails and phone numbers are there, and you can continue the opportunity to learn more about what might make sense for your deployment. So having said that, Steve, it's been a pleasure already. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thank you. Me too.